What is up, people? Shoquafina here, coming at you with our Week 1 team builder for Season 1 of the NBA, the National Battle Association. If you guys are pumped for this new league and this new team builder, please leave a like down below and subscribe to be notified when the battle for this comes out. Now, I am very excited about this team. I said in the draft analysis, which there should be a link down below to the draft analysis, that this team is so good. Oh my god, this team's so good. I have a lot of sweeping potential with this team. I have good walls with this team, a lot of shenanigans I can cause, and I actually have some wall breakers on this team as well. So I feel like it's a very well-rounded team. I'm very excited to use it, and I'm looking for a playoff push here in the NBA, man. I am just really pumped about this league. So if you guys are excited, again, please leave a like down below. Comment as well. Tell me what sets you think I should run. I probably will bring them later on, just letting you guys know. It's not going to be too obvious, but obviously because I don't want to make it too obvious for my opponent. But if you guys, if there's some cool suggestions, I'll probably have to look into them in the future matches. So let's get this thing going here. My opponent is Mud Kid and the Toledo Mudkips. He has a few threats on his team. Let's just go through those really quick. Clefable, Gudra, Shaman, Vaporeon, Gligar, Avalugg, Mega Aerodactyl, Jirachi, Emboar, Zoroark, and Togetic. Now, he has a good Fairy Dragon Steel core with the Clefable, Gudra, and Jirachi. That's a very good core. And then the Fire Water Grass with the Emboar, Shaman, and Vaporeon. So that's also a very good core. And Mega Aerodactyl is tied for the fastest Pokemon in the Draft League format, so I need to make sure I slow this thing down. So that's why we have Socks here, our Liepard with Prankster and the Focus Sash, with T-Wave, Taunt, Knockoff, and U-Turn. T-Wave is 1,000,000% there for the Mega Aerodactyl. My play is to hit the Mega Aerodactyl, hit the Emboar, and possibly the Jirachi with the T-Wave there, just in case if he decides to bring Scarf Rachi or Scarf Emboar. I can make sure I slow them down to the point where the Scarf will not matter. But yes, this is my dedicated lead. Because, like I said, I can taunt the Mega Aerodactyl, or I can taunt the other two things I mentioned. Or not taunt. I can T-Wave the Mega Aerodactyl, or T-Wave the other two things I mentioned. I can taunt the Gligar just so it can't set up rocks. I can taunt the Clefable so it can't set up rocks, also so it can't Calm Mind on me. I can knock off the Togetic, and actually, I wouldn't mind T-Waving the Zoroark too, to be honest. That way I can actually tell that, hey, it's a Zoroark. So if he brings that out, I can do that. I don't know why he would do that, though. You'd want it to be disguised as something. That's the whole point of Zoroark. But, yeah, anything else I can just U-turn out on, because I would be faster than anything else except for Shaman if it's timid, which is absolutely fine, because I can just turn one T-Wave that and then U-turn out if I need to. U-turn is super effective on it anyway. So we are... I don't know why this thing switched to Jolly. I want it to be Adamant. We're 252 Adamant, max speed, and 4 in special defense. I don't want it to be Jolly because I'm Prankster, and I can T-Wave things and I'm slower than. So why would I want to be Jolly? I'd rather have the extra attack there to make sure my U-turns and knockoffs hit extra hard. Knockoff is stab, by the way, so that's going to do a great amount of damage to anything I want to hit it with. So I really like Liepard. I think this is one of the best tier 5s in my opinion, so I'm very glad I was able to pick it up. Prankster's so good, guys, especially when you have access to things like T-Wave, Taunt, Encore, that kind of stuff. So I'm really excited to have Liepard. I hope it puts in some work this week. That Mega Aerodactyl's gonna get T-Wave, man. It absolutely has to. I can't let that thing just run crazy on my team. So now if you'll notice, the way I have this draft set up, or not draft, this team builder setup, is I have my dedicated lead here. I have my 3 potential sweepers or just wall breakers right here, and then I have my 2 defensive mons right here. Now, I decided this is how I'm going to play this game, right? If I'm able to play the game like this. Dedicated lead is Socks. Cause shenanigans, and then I U-turn out, or after causing a lot of shenanigans, I just get knocked out. I want to keep this thing around later on, obviously, just to come in and Prankster Taunt or Prankster T-Wave some things. But then early game, I want to go Hentai, or Hentai. I don't know why I keep saying Hentai. It's Hentai. I want to go Hentai and just hurt things on his team. you know, put holes in some walls, hurt some Pokemon to make it easier for my later sweepers to pick everything off. So we have the Expert Belt here, we have Adaptability, Draco Meteor, Sludge Wave, Scald, and Thunderbolt. Hits everything on his team for super effective damage except for the Jirachi, the Avalugg, and the no, we hit Shaman. And Zoroark, that's what it was. But Zoroark's frail, so it doesn't matter. Avalugg is frail from the special side, so honestly that doesn't matter either. And we have other things to handle the Jirachi, so I'm not really worried about that. So this thing's going to put in a lot of work on his team. He might not even bring those 3 Mons, you know, since I have so much Earthquake potential for Jirachi. Avalugg just can't take a special hit to save its life. And Zoroark, I don't think has a very good matchup against me this week anyway, so... he might not even bring any of those, so if he does not bring those, then this thing hits everything on his team for super effective damage with this set. And with the Expert Belt Adaptability, it's going to be hitting extremely hard. So I can just OHKO things like crazy, or I can put in a lot of work with this, and that's my play. Put in work with this, and then make my 2 later sweepers pick everything else off. We're running max special attack, max HP, modest, 8 in special defense. And Hentai is going to just... I can see this thing putting a lot of work this season. I'm very excited to have Dragalge. I love this Pokemon. Up next is my mid to late game sweeper. You know, I come in with this thing, knock out a couple of Mons, and then I get knocked out myself. That's Helter Skelter. Our Mega Pinsir with Hyper Cutter, obviously, because Moxie doesn't do anything in this league. I have to Mega Evolve, like, immediately when I bring this thing out. Swords Dance, Quick Attack, Close Combat, and Rock Slide. We're running 252 Attack, 252 Speed, Jolly Nature, and then 4 in Special Defense. Swords Dance, after Swords Dance, this hurts pretty much everything except for Unaware Clefable. So I might have to watch out for that. Quick Attack after Swords Dance, I'm pretty sure OHKO Shaman. It OHKOs the Emboar. And I have Quick Attack here instead of Return, just in case he brings Scarf on the Emboar. Just in case he brings Scarf on Emboar. That's why I have Quick Attack. It hits super effective damage and will take that thing out after Swords Dance. So, like I said, this thing is just here to pick off a couple of Mons kind of mid-game, moving into the later stages of the game to make it easier for our next Pokemon to clean up, and that is our Screwdriver, our Excadrill, Life Orb, Sand Rush, Iron Head, Earthquake, Poison Jab. Similar story to Hentai here. This thing hits everything with super effective damage except for, I think, the Gligar. Is that it? I think just Gligar. Maybe the Zoroark. But again, who cares about Zoroark? I don't think he's gonna bring it anyway. Oh, and the Goodra, excuse me. But I'm pretty sure I calced that, and Iron Head 2-hit KOs Goodra anyway, so that's fine. So this is gonna put in just a tremendous amount of work this week. We're going max attack, adamant, max speed, in the sand, I outspeed everything on his team. After paralyzing the Mega Aerodactyl, I will also outspeed that outside of the sand. So I'm not really worried about that either. This thing OHKOs a Mega Aerodactyl with an Iron Head. This thing OHKOs Shaman with a Poison Jab. This thing OHKOs Jirachi with an Earthquake, depending on how bulky they are, obviously. It does so much work. Clefable does not want to take an Iron Head. Togetic does not want to take an Iron Head. Emboar does not want to take an Earthquake. Vaporeon, I think, gets 2-hit KO'd by Earthquake as well, so that's good. Really, the only reason why we have Poison Jab this week is to hit the Shaman super effectively, because I feel like Shaman's going to be a switch-in for this, because I don't see anything else that would be. Maybe the Gligar, but it doesn't want to take too much damage on the Gligar anyway, because that could be an answer to the to a couple things later on. I don't know. So we'll see what he has to do. I don't think he has a very good matchup this week. I really, really don't. So I think we're looking okay as of right now. But yeah, moving on to my 2 walls. My 2 defensive Pokemon, I'm bringing Laundromat, my physically defensive wall this week. 232 in HP, 252 bold in the defense, 8 in special attack, and just enough speed there, 16 to outspeed a couple of things, just to outpace a couple of Mons there by a couple of points. So we're going Hydro Pump, Volt Switch, Will-O-Wisp, Pain Split. Very, very standard set with the leftovers. I feel like this works very well. This completely walls the Mega Aerodactyl. There's nothing it wants to do to me. It also handles a couple other mons on his team very well, like the Vaporeon. Vaporeon doesn't want to touch me. Shaman's going to be his forced switch in here, so I can hit that thing with a Will-O-Wisp or a Pain Split, or I can just Volt Switch out predicting it, and go into, like, Hentai or Mega Pinsir. So I'm really not worried about the Shaman, because it has to be his answer to so many different things on this team. It has to be his answer to Screwdriver. It has to be its answer to Laundromat. It has to be the answer to Tyranitar here. Speaking of Tyranitar, this is going to be my special wall in the sand. This thing's going to take so many special hits. It can take a Seed Flare from a Shaman and then bop it with Ice Punch. So we're going 252 special attack, 36 on the speed, just to outspeed a couple things, just like we're going with Laundromat here. 4 in attack, just because it's left over, and then 216 in HP. Stone Edge Pursuit, Stealth Rock, and Ice Punch. Again, Ice Punch is there for the Shaman because I know Shaman's going to be a switch-in for this thing. It absolutely has to be. There's nothing else in this team that wants to deal with this. Stone Edge is there for the Mega Aerodactyl and just a general stab. That's just my hardest hitting move, stab. And then Pursuit for anything that wants to switch out on me. Like the Jirachi, if he fears Earthquake, if I switch this thing in on it, knowing that it doesn't have Iron Head or something for some reason. If he fears the Earthquake, I just Pursuit that thing, and it's going to hurt it really, really badly. So, that's our Tyranitar. I was thinking about running Earthquake, but I think Ice Punch is a better move just to catch that Shaman off guard. Because once I get rid of that Shaman, he just really doesn't have many switch-ins for my core. My core of Tyranitar, Rotom Wash, and Excadrill here. He really doesn't have any switch-ins to this after I get rid of it. And considering I have so many different ways to get rid of it, I feel like I'm going to be okay. That's my play early on, is to get rid of the Shaman as soon as possible, paralyze that Mega Aerodactyl as soon as possible, weaken the Clefable as soon as possible, and knock off his walls, like his Gligar and his Togetic. After I do that, I think the game's pretty much in the bag, guys. But I don't want to speak too soon. I don't want to speak too soon, because the second I speak too soon is the second I lose because of something weird and funky. So that's Draft League format for you, man. But we'll see what happens when the battle comes out. We'll see what happens when the battle comes out. But my name's Shoquafina, guys. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for watching this video. If you like what you saw, hit the like down below. Make sure you subscribe to see this video, or this battle video, when it goes up. You'll be notified when it does. Once again, my name's Shoquafina. I'm your coach of the Lake Huron Lanturns here in the NBA and the GPL. And I'm out.